Hello everyone, welcome back to the Human Reviews channel. Today we are doing something a little bit different. I was originally going to be filming this video a little bit later. I was going to be filming a reaction video today, but I'm not feeling great. I don't have the energy to listen to an entire album and give my thoughts on it, so instead we are filming a video that I am calling... I was just sat here, sort of chilling, and I had an epiphany. It suddenly came to me at the light of God shone down upon me, and I was like, you know what? This sounds like a good idea. I'll ask the Discord what their favorite songs are, and as of right now, we have 12 submissions. So, yeah. With that being said, I'm just gonna get straight into it. Okay, starting us off, I'm gonna play my favorite song, just to, you know, set an example, to set the standard of what this video should be, the level of quality I'm expecting from the Human Reviews community, and my favorite song of all time is... yeah, Weird Fishes, Radiohead. Incredible song. This thing is fantastic. It is the song that has impacted me the most out of anything. I think it is the most lyrically intense song in terms of how it affects me. I think that the production is incredible. Like, In Rainbows steps up the production from even like something as like Kid A. I think that it is absolutely incredible. And yeah, it is my example. I'm just gonna go straight into this. I love how tight the snare sound is here. Oh, and when the bass comes in as well, dude. I've never noticed that little echo effect on the vocals. I've listened to this song probably upwards of 50 times since I first heard it, and I've never noticed that little subtle echo. I've never picked up on that. Oh, the back, bro. Yeah, that song's pretty good. If it wasn't for this song, my favorite would probably be The Glowing Man by Swans. I want to say that's like a close second, but this song is just too important to me. It's too impactful, and I have too much of a connection and bias towards this song to not have it at number one. Someday I'm gonna make a dedicated video, an entire video just to this song, explaining the lore as to why it is my pick for my favorite song of all time, which it is a long-ass story, but I'm not doing that today. I just played it to set an example of what I'm expecting from the best songs ever, okay? With that being said, let's get into the suggestions. Alright, up first we have Lay All Your Love in Me by ABBA. Oh, Lay All Your Love on Me. Af just doesn't know how to spell. Lay All Your Love on Me by ABBA. I recently listened to an ABBA album. One of my friends suggested that I listen to it. I don't remember which one it was. It was Arrival. Yeah. I recently listened to Arrival, and I actually found myself enjoying that album a good bit. I've never really been a big ABBA fan, but listening to that album, I guess, sort of made a lot of the stuff that they do kind of click. And I think that this song sort of has a lot of the same effect that that album does. It's just incredibly well produced, enjoyable disco music. I don't know. It's not blowing me away. It's not the most incredible thing I've ever heard, but it's just really fun and enjoyable. And insanely well produced. This is aged incredibly. I love that bass line. It's goofy as hell. Whoa, okay. The orchestral elements with the crowd vocals. Yeah, this is an incredible chorus. This is amazing. The electronic elements of this have aged surprisingly really well. Yeah, that was pretty great. That was on the same level as the stuff I remember off of Arrival. I think that it was just incredibly well produced. I think that the instrumental of that sounds fantastic. It doesn't switch up really throughout the track at all, but it holds up for the 4.5-minute runtime. It sounds incredible front to back. I will say the song definitely should have been shorter though. I feel like this would work really well as like a 3.5-minute song as opposed to a 4.5-minute song. And I feel like that third verse could have maybe been cut out, but honestly the outro more than makes up for it because I think the outro sounds great. I'd give that a flat 9. AFBAF W. I didn't know that was possible. We had an AFBAF W. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. Okay. I have, like, obviously heard this song before. Yeah, those strings at the back of the vocals are incredible. Song's very good, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's one of Elton John's, like, absolute best. There are definitely songs of his that I prefer, but I still think that that one, it's still great. Love everything about it. Elton John and his high notes, the instrumental is incredible, specifically the drums and guitar. Song as a whole has an amazing message about moving on in life. Yeah, the writing on that one is one of the better things about it. I think that the writing on that one is incredible, as well as the vocal performance. There are moments where I am kind of out of it, and I'm like, okay, I wish the song would progress a little bit more, particularly in the verses. There are specific moments where I'm not completely into it, which is the only thing that kind of holds it back from being, like, greatest song of all time status, especially when compared to other Elton John songs, like, I don't know, I'm Still Standing, for example, which could honestly land within, like, maybe the top 100 songs of all time if I was, like, forced to make a list of those. This isn't quite on that level. The song is very good. Give it, like, an 8.8. It's still, like, really great regardless. Ooh, up next we have A Groove Is in the Heart by D-Light. Crocky sends this one in. Here you go. It was hard to pick a favorite. I kind of listen to music based on what mood I'm in. There's a classic right here and a 10 out of 10 song. First heard it on a Sega game when I was like 6 years old. It's aged incredibly well. If it came out today, it would still be good. I have heard this song many times. I think this song is incredible. Interesting pick for a greatest song of all time, but I don't entirely disagree.
We're going to dance.
Iconic bass line. Oh, the production is amazing. One of the best produced pop songs ever. It's, oh my god. Bro, the percussion, all of the crazy background sounds it has going on with the vocals and the effects on the vocals and the panning on that slide whistle, bro, it's amazing. I saw moving around so much, I have such a bad headache. Switch up comes completely out of nowhere, but it works so well. Yeah, bro, this is just one of the most creative, silly, ridiculous pop songs ever. It's incredible. I mean, come on. Yeah, out of all of the requests, or out of the requests we've had so far, this is definitely the contender that I agree with the most for greatest song of all time. It's one of the greatest pop songs of all time, easily. When did it come out? Let me see here. 1990. Yeah, it has aged incredibly. The song came out 34 years ago. It sounds like it could have come out today. The instrumental has, it sounds perfect. It's actually perfect. That incredible bass line, the crazy, ridiculous percussion, the panning, all of the backing vocals, the switch up, the sampling on this song, everything. Perfection. Actual perfection. The pinnacle of pop music right here. That song's a 10. Yeah. Like the biggest contender for greatest song of all time we've had so far. Crocky W. Right there, Crocky W. Oh my god. Up next we have... Beach Life in Death by Car Seat Headrest. Currently one of my favorites, absolutely stunning, one of the best and most heartbreaking tracks I've listened to. If you're including songs over 7 minutes, I am including songs over 7 minutes. This song's so good. This song's 13 minutes. And I'm debating listening to the entire thing. If you guys haven't heard this song, listen to it. Beach Life in Death, one of the best songs I have heard. The song's amazing.
Last night I drove to Harper's Ferry and I thought about you. There were signs on the roads that warned me of stop signs.
Bro. It's been 1:20 and you've already had an entire song's worth of like progression and lyrical content, dude. This thing's incredible. Switch-ups work so well. They come completely out of nowhere, but they all work perfectly. We're halfway into the song already. It's been basically 7 minutes. Bro, quickest 13 minutes of my life. That is 13 minutes of the best indie rock you can imagine. Everything about that song is perfect. Production, lyrics, vocals, performances all around. I think that this is like the pinnacle of indie music. I don't think that there aren't many songs that reach this level of quality in this genre, honestly. 13 minutes long too. Doesn't overstay its welcome for a second. I think every single section of the song works. I think that these switch-ups, for as abrupt as they are, still feel like they fit perfectly, and they feel tonally consistent with not only the song, but the album as a whole. Best suggestion so far, in my opinion. This one's another 10. It's amazing. We saw it all from... Up next we have Yield Heart Yield by EF. I'm not too sure how to say that. Darth Jalapeno sends one in. He says, "Here's my choice. Some of the best music post-rock has to offer." Okay, and it's an 11-minute song. Okay. Yeah, this is starting off extremely strong. This is fantastic. I think that the instrumental here is really cool and unique and weird. Love all of like I think that's like a glockenspiel in here. That like all of the vocal layering sounds fantastic. The first minute of the song is really strong. And bassline is incredible. So we just passed the halfway point in this song. Going into it, I was a little skeptical. I looked at the nearly 12-minute runtime with the album cover, and I was like, man, I don't have very high hopes for this. And then in the opening seconds, I was like, okay, this sounds cool, but I don't really see how this is going to hold up for like 12 minutes. But through the switch-ups, through the amazing production, through the wild and ridiculous performances and instrumental, I think that this song has kept it up for the first 6 minutes, and I'm excited to see how it progresses. I went into the song very skeptical. I looked at the album art, I looked at the 12-minute runtime, I heard the first couple of seconds of the song and I was like, man, I don't think this is going to work very well. And then it got to a point where everything clicked within the first, like, roughly 50 seconds of the song. And then from that point on, the way it progressed, the way it switched up, the way that it built, the way that every single piece of the track moved around and came together and weaved in and out perfectly, made this an absolutely incredible 12 minutes. I don't think it's a 10. I think it is close to a 10. The only reason it doesn't get a 10 is because they're just, again, the first moments of the track didn't really grip me all that much, and there were a couple bits throughout the runtime that I sort of think like could have flowed together like just a little bit better to bring it up to be a 10, but it's about as close to a 10 as you're gonna get. I'm feeling like a 9.7 on that. That was amazing. That was great. Up next we have You and I in Unison by La Dispute. Aiden sends this one in. I really tried hard to think of a song that wasn't from this album, but in the end there was no fighting it, just a beautiful closing track in my opinion. I've been sent in one of their songs before and I thought it was amazing. So I expect great things from this track. I think the vocals are a little much here. The reason the vocals worked on the other song I was sent in is because of how intense and disturbing of a song that is, with like, especially with the lyrical content of that track. I think that these really just outrageous, insane, almost like manic vocal performances worked really well there. But I feel like here it just isn't hitting quite the same as it did on that song.
I put a flower on the back of its dress. Probably best to forget it. Some nights are a lot like the days I lay awake too late. I watch the shadows cast and trace your...
Oh my god, that bass is disgusting. The bass tone and the actual riff itself are incredible. This vocal performance has grown on me a lot. As the song is building in intensity and is ramping up, I think that the vocals sound fantastic and they are working like perfectly as it goes along. Still not crazy on how they were used in the beginning, but they definitely are getting better as it goes along.
I will sing sweetly, hope that the notes change, but I do not need it to happen.
Well, that was pretty incredible. It started off kind of like, okay, this instrumental's good, but I'm not crazy on the vocals. But as it went along, the instrumental got better, which in turn made the vocals better, because as the instrumental built in intensity and insanity and just the like overwhelming elements of the song sort of just started building and building, the ridiculousness of the vocals worked. and I think that, honestly, you're saying this is one of the best closers of all time. If I heard this in context of the album, I might agree with you. This was great. I don't think it's quite as good as that other song that I was sent in from this album, but whereas that song is just like basically perfect front to back. This it's just incredible, and I think it's like hands down one of the most insane songs I've heard in this genre. I think that was great. Yeah, that one like a 9.3. Rick and Morty vocals. True, the guy does sound a bit like Morty. That is true.
Down, down, you bring me down. I hear you knocking down.
Right, up next we have I Am the Resurrection by the Stone Roses. Ghostal sends this one in, and he says, "Here is my choice of my all-time favorite song." Goated song. I have this one hearted, so chances are I enjoy it. I don't remember it though. I don't like these vocals. The Stone Roses, the lead singer of the Stone Roses, is very hit and miss for me. Apparently the first time I heard this song I liked it, but this time around I think that these vocals kind of suck. And the vocal production is worse. They are so buried. How high regard do I hold Radiohead? Radiohead have 2 albums in my top 10 albums of all time, one of them being my favorite album of all time. They've created my favorite song of all time, and I think that they have one of the best catalogs, with 2 of their albums being meh, 2 of their albums being good, and then 5 of their albums being near perfect or perfect. That is insane. Not one bad album, and 5 near perfect to perfect albums. Straight up, it's the most basic opinion ever to say I love Radiohead. It is the most basic opinion you can have. But there is a reason it's a basic opinion. As much as I don't like the vocals, this instrumental's pretty good. Okay. Wait, hold on, this switch up kinda goes hard. Okay, that song is interesting. The first, like, 2 minutes of it were kind of meh. The vocals didn't do anything for me. I think that the instrumental was decent, it was solid, but it wasn't, like, blowing me away or anything. It wasn't the most unique thing on the planet. Then you move into, like, the instrumental section and it starts sounding great. There are moments that I think are incredible. I think that, like, a lot of the progression and switch-ups sounded amazing. It very quickly got well, not very quickly, but towards the end it felt like it got stale. And it was like, okay, I'm just kind of waiting for this to wrap up now. It didn't need to be 8 minutes. It could have been shortened to like 6 and it would have worked a lot better. But still, the song's good. It's nowhere near greatest of all time, but it's still like decent, and I still wouldn't mind like having it on in like the background or something like that. It's good. It's a good Stone Roses song with some incredible elements and some not so incredible elements. Feeling like a 7.2 on that track. Up next we have Metropolis Pt.1, The Miracle Sleeper by Dream Theater. Fire sends this one in, by the way, so thank you Fire for sending that in. Nine and a half minutes, lots of really long picks today. There's also really interesting stuff going on with the time signatures here. I know it's like prog metal and stuff, but it's not even like that they're playing like entire sections in odd time signatures. It's just be like there'll just be a random bar of like 5/4 or a bar of 3 or like a bar of 7 or something like that thrown in there just to throw you off. And there are times where it's a little annoying and it feels like, okay, we're just doing this for the sake of doing it. And there are other times where it actually works really well, and I think it actually adds to the very jittery sort of feel to the song. This is amazingly produced, by the way. This production is fantastic. What the hell is going on? Nothing that is happening is making any sense. There's like a random bass solo in there, and then all of these like really high tuned guitars come in, and they're panned to like the top of like each channel, and they're separate. Bro, what is happening? This is ridiculous. Okay, I've not really listened to much Dream Theater, I can't lie. I think I may have heard one of the... I'm pretty sure I've heard Dance of Eternity. But besides that, I don't think I've heard any other Dream Theater songs. That was amazing. That was absolutely insane. I feel like there are some moments where it does feel like technical for the sake of technical. Like, there are definitely moments like that, but for the most part, I think that song was just an absolutely insane rush of adrenaline for 9.5 minutes that doesn't overstay its welcome. It's incredibly well produced. I think that the performances are insane. Is it Mike Portnoy that's the drummer for Dream Theater? Yeah, it is Mike Portnoy. Yeah, Mike Portnoy is insane. That is about as good of like a proper introduction as you can get to Dream Theater. That was incredible. Feeling like a 9.6 on that. That was amazing.